Hello, this is Dave again at AFX Search, Licensed Investigators. When we're working on a fraud case, one of the things that comes up is for our company, do we have theft coverage for this? Do we have any type of insurance that's going to help cover this loss? And it's a good reason why you want to check current employees and maybe onboarded individuals, because many insurance policies have what's called an entrustment exclusion, meaning that if you've entrusted money, inventory, or anything of value to an employee or even a vendor, like you've given them the keys to a warehouse, you give them access to documents or bank accounts, or you give them a login to any type of valuable data, you may find that giving them that access or login might trigger an entrustment exclusion to your policy. So if that person, whether it's a vendor, whether it's a repair person or an employee, commits fraud, does some type of damage, you may not have insurance coverage for that person. And you may think that, well, I'm only giving that login or access to entrusted individuals. On average, the frauds that are discovered in a company are committed by an average of a 9-year employee. So somebody who's been around for a while. They're usually a very trusted employee. The danger with that type of access is that a person who's been in your company for 9 years or even 5 years not only has that access, but they also have knowledge of the detection methods you have. You may have double signatures on checks over 500. Well, they know to steal only checks under 400. They may know that you check the inventory on certain part numbers. Well, they know to steal other part numbers. They may recognize that you're checking vendors in a certain way, and they're going to slide in their ghost vendor invoices to exclude and escape that detection. One of the ways around this maybe is to have employees who have this access be bonded, meaning that you have additional coverage under a bond policy than you would have on your insurance. Bonding, one of the requirements might be that if you do discover theft or fraud, you have to prosecute that person. So keep that in mind when you're doing bonding. Also, regular checking of an onboarded employee's background, their financial situation, their lifestyle, making sure that's nothing changed from the day you hired them, that they were perceived to be a really good employee, really trusted person. Same thing with a vendor. You start out with a vendor, you may vet that vendor to see if they're a legitimate company, that they're honest and their employees are good. 5 years down the road, a lot of things can change. People can go through divorce, they can be filed bankruptcy, they may even have criminal problems, and you want to know that in advance of continuing to give them access to valuable information, inventory, or even money. Good fraud prevention is a combination of visible prevention and invisible prevention. So if you have a policy in your company of verifying checks that are over 500 and everybody knows that, well, also you may want to spot check a few that are under 500 or not have all of your fraud prevention methods be disclosed to everybody. Fraud can come in a lot of forms. It could be embezzlement of money. It could be diversion of inventory. It could be theft by simply not working when you're supposed to. So keep an eye on what's going on in your company. Theft coverage may not be the remedy that you think it is, especially if it's an entrusted individual. That exclusion could kick in and keep you from getting restitution from your insurance company if the person who stole the money or did the damage had access from you to get to the place where they caused the damage.